So what's up people, welcome back to Mr. Potter Project. Today I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts and feelings of the new Thunderbolts movie which I have watched. So yes, let's set the mood by having a background of Thunderbolts. Yes, okay, I'm gonna put portrait there so that it doesn't look very distracting and so that I don't camouflage with the background, but Thunderbolts, not really a very hyped up movie when it got announced, but towards the release date we did see the hype building up and honestly the hype is justified. So Eric Voss from New Rockstars has described the movie as the best Marvel movie since Endgame. And in my opinion, this is an exaggeration. Some movies that have come out since Endgame have just set a high bar that Thunderbolts didn't go over it, but it's still a great movie and it's like just a few points behind it. And I do not agree with this, but it is a great movie. So I think the next big question about this movie is that do you have to do the homework and watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldier or the Black Widow movie if you haven't watched those? The answer to this would be you don't really have to watch them because they do explain a lot of stuff in the movie, but I think it would be better to have the context. And honestly, right, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a good show. It's actually one of the better ones that Disney Plus has made. And also, I think this might be surprising for you all. That is a show I did not watch until I watched Brave New World because I was not interested in it. Same thing with Agatha. I heard it's good, but I haven't watched it yet. But after Brave New World, I went on and checked it out. And I mean, the finale was a bit messed up. But the main reason you should be watching that show for this movie would be this guy, John Walker, and Bucky. I mean, if you've seen the entire Phase 1 to 3, you should know who Bucky is. So I don't think it really sets up his character for anything, but this guy was introduced in that show, so it only makes sense for you to go watch it. So yeah, he has a really interesting arc and I would actually advise you all to go watch the show because I think John Walker's arc is something that you guys have to check out. It is quite interesting the way they handled it. Then coming on over to the Black Widow movie, I think it's also advised to watch it, but you don't really have to watch it. That movie literally sets up 3 of the Thunderbolts that we see in this poster over here: Taskmaster, Yelena, and Red Guardian. So yeah, that is something I would advise for you to watch. That movie is not the best. I actually do not like that movie, but I guess Yelena's character was really crucial in that movie. So you have to watch that movie if you want to understand the main character of this movie, which is Yelena. And for Red Guardian, I mean, he's just so fun to be in this movie.
What kind of super serum did you get?
I don't know, regular. Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, fancy.
And for Taskmaster, all you have to know is her skill set, which is basically she can copy any skill set of the person she's fighting. So yeah, that's all you need to know. And I don't even think you need to know that because it's not really explored much in this movie, but she was explored in the Black Widow movie. Then coming to Valentina and Ghost. Ghost was in Ant-Man 2. For Valentina, she was in multiple projects. I think the most recent one would be Wakanda Forever. And she was in the end credits of Black Widow. She was the one who told Yelena that
maybe you'd like a shot at the man responsible for your sister's death.
and that's why Yelena goes after Hawkeye in the Hawkeye series. And she also appeared in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's why she recruits John Walker. So yeah, I think that's her most important project. So yeah, again, just check out the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's an enjoyable show. You would like the dynamic between Bucky and Sam Wilson. If you haven't watched Brave New World, I think that is one project you can skip unless Red Hulk is involved in Doomsday. Let's come to the tone of this movie. I feel like this movie was trying to replicate the tone of the Winter Soldier, but in a fun way, like Ragnarok. Like, that's the vibes I'm getting here. Of course, it's not as funny as Ragnarok, but this guy, man, this guy carried it. He carried the humor.
You feel fulfilled?
Yeah, so full. So filled.
And the humor isn't too bad. Like, there's a lot of funny moments and mainly all from him.
Don't worry, she's bulletproof. What happened to bulletproof? It's bulletproof-ish.
And some from John Walker because he's just being an a-hole.
Alexei, have you slept?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
I think Taskmaster had a really funny scene as well. So those who have watched the movie would know. And I'll talk about it later as well. Tone of the movie is serious, but it's lighthearted as well. And it's a very wholesome movie. It takes you through this emotional ride about learning your self-worth, self-love, everything related to self. So yeah, you know, all these characters here have done bad stuff, but they are good people. They've just done bad stuff and they all regret it. So the whole movie is about them accepting their past and moving on to becoming a good person like they want to be. That is like the gist of the plot of this movie. So yeah, coming to some spoilers here, I'm slowly going to transition into full-on spoiler. First of all, the Marvel Studios title card. Of course, it was missing from Brave New World, and now It is back, but not exactly. This is our Marvel Studios intro that we have been having since 2016. It's really iconic. So I don't know if you guys remember the old Marvel title card. It is basically this intro. I don't know if you guys remember this one. It's been quite some time. But instead of just putting Marvel, they put Marvel Studios. So it's like a mix between this and the new one. Of course, they leaked it. So yeah, this is the title card for the Thunderbolts. Like, this intro was so long ago that I was like, no way they got it back. No way. The Void is turning the Marvel Studios logo into shadows as well. So yeah. So that is something I wanted to point out. Coming to the characters here, I would like to talk about them one by one. First of all, John Walker, lovable hey-ho. That's what he is. He's not gonna change. And coming over to Bucky, okay, Bucky is just, I think out of everyone here, Bucky is the character I love the most. Like, even in Brave New World, when Bucky came, I was just goosebumps.
It's a Winter Soldier. That guy is so cool.
Here, whenever I see Bucky, I'm just like,
Yes! Yeah!
that's literally me. So I love Bucky, and I'm just happy that he's been here throughout the 6 phases. Coming to Yelena, she is the main character, and she goes through this self-love thing as well. She helps Sentry go through that as well. So yeah, all these characters experience the same thing. That's why they work so well together as a team.
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
And obviously, I'm like oversimplifying whatever happens in this movie, but there is a lot that happens within those 2 hours. So it's really great how they pull that off, but it's still a one-day story. I was expecting it to take place over a few days, maybe get more of Sentry and Void, but it's just one incident. So yeah. Coming over to Taskmaster, I think this is where we get into heavy spoilers. Yeah, maybe you want to go subscribe to Heavy Spoilers if there was a reference that you didn't get. Coming over here to Heavy Spoilers, yes, Taskmaster. I always said that I don't think she's gonna even make it like 10 minutes into the movie. I was wrong. What? What the? She didn't even make 2 minutes into the movie.
Sorry, what now?
I'm not even kidding. She just popped up in screen. She tried to kill a few people, and Ghost just phases through her and bam, shoots her in the head. It's really funny how they did her dirty. It's really sad how they killed her off so fast. And at one point, Ghost was even like stealing her stuff. It's like Fortnite or PUBG or Free Fire or whatever game you play, you just kill someone and you take their stuff. That's what they were doing. Then Yelena was like, show some respect, I knew her. Even like John Walker was like, I mean, she would want me to have it. It was actually funny.
Thank you.
Moving on to the Sentry side of things, he's basically... Jokes aside, Bucky brings these 4 people to Avengers Tower, and then they try to defeat them, and then we get this cool shot. Yeah, this is a really cool scene actually in the movie. He basically goes Homelander against all of them, and he defeats all of them. He even holds Bucky's punch at one point. I think we even saw that in the trailer. So Bucky is a really strong character. When he holds his arm like that, you actually feel that, oh my god, this guy is so powerful, there's no way they're beating him. And I mean, we've seen this in Civil War, where Spider-Man also held Bucky's arm midair. Of course, Spider-Man is one of the most strongest characters in the Marvel Universe.
You have a metal arm?
So this is his suit. Actually looks amazing. Like, Marvel tries to keep everything comic accurate and realistic, so they kind of made it a bit of a dull yellow. And the logo, I feel like the comics one looks better. The movie one just... oh my god, this guy just looks like Tom Holland. I think he would be perfect for this role, Scarlet Spider, because if you guys don't know, the man behind Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, is a clone of Peter Parker. See, he looks exactly like Tom Holland, just like a more manly version, I guess. I'm kind of satisfied with the design. The blonde hair kind of look good. So coming to the Void side of things, he's just like this shadowy figure with 2 pinpricks of light for his eyes. I have to note that in the movie, whenever the Void turns people into shadows, they play a very heart-dropping sound effect. And when I rewatched the trailers, I realized that the sound effect was present, but they dialed down the volume of the sound effect. And in the movie, it's very loud that you just get scared. So it really gives you a creepy feel whenever the Void uses his powers. I think when the trailer came out and they were showing him turning people into shadows, it looked really powerful and it looked like he was undefeatable for a bunch of people who don't even have superpowers except for Ghost and Taskmaster. In the movie, he wasn't really like that. Like, they won't die, but they go into this place where they have to relive all the traumas they've experienced in their life, and the only way to beat him was to make him overcome himself, make Bob overcome the void that he feels within him. Yelena goes inside the void and she tries to talk Bob out of it, and the Thunderbolts come and they try to help as well. So yeah, that's how they solved the problem. I feel like that is a good way to do it. With the Sentry comes the Void. It's like a 1+1 thing. It's not a multiple personality disorder or anything. So they do make him forget that he is Sentry. After that, Valentina just announces them as the new Avengers to avoid any trouble. I guess now you have the answer for your star. It's actually been officially announced at this point. I mean, we were expecting the Dark Avengers, but I guess it's the new Avengers. It was a really nice touch. To have a team that doesn't really have superpowers as the new Avengers is quite disappointing, but I guess it works because the movie was that good. This brings me to the post-credit scene. There is something I have to show you here. The new Avengers logo, it kind of mimics the Stark Tower, the Avengers Tower. I'm not really a big fan of this logo, but I guess it works. It's actually a really long post-credit scene. They first talk about how Sam Wilson has purchased the rights to the Avengers title and he doesn't like the Thunderbolts taking up the new Avengers title. So Red Guardian brings up of how instead of Avengers, instead of the S, they should have a Z, Avengers. Even in the credits, they do put some newspaper articles that says they are the B Avengers. Even Bucky was like, he tried to talk to Sam about it, but Sam did not agree. So it's like kind of weird that he's siding the Thunderbolts team over Captain America after all the bond they had throughout the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. That is something I did not like, but I guess it's fine. I guess it works. I do have to note though, during the song credits, they credited Michael Giacchino for the Fantastic Four team. That was kind of spoilery and goosebumps, guys. Literally goosebumps. Like, I'm so hyped for the Fantastic Four movie. If you watch my trailer reactions, you will know I'm very hyped for the movie, and I saw the Fantastic Four ship and I mean, I guess it does spoil the ending of that movie for us, but like, tell me one person who did not speculate that they will be entering the main MCU after that movie. The director did specify that he did not direct that scene, and that scene was directed by the Russos on the sets of Doomsday in the past month. That is probably a scene in Doomsday, that's why it's so long, and I'm kind of like that. So yeah, I'm really excited for what's going on. In my Brave New World movie review, I said it's a good movie. It's not the best, but it is still a good movie and it's a step towards the right direction. This is another step towards the right direction, maybe even two, because the movie itself was great. It was an Avengers movie that was fun. It was a team up movie in a long time. I liked it, but I would not say it's the best since Endgame, but it is a great one. I think in the Fantastic Four movie, this scene would be played out from the perspective of the Fantastic Four, and maybe even an extended scene where they go meet the Thunderbolts. Okay, I feel like that's going to be in Doomsday, but this is how the movie will end. Final part of this video, my rating for this movie. It's actually a very high one, 8.5. I did want to give it 9. Definitely not a 10 out of 10 movie. I kind of expected them to have more interactions with this Void or the Sentry. Them meeting in the vault, that's like 30 minutes. Then with the Sentry, 15 minutes. Then the Void, 30 minutes. It's really a short story, and the movie is quite short as well, so that kind of ruined my expectations, but it's still a good movie. I know some people might give 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. This is my opinion. You guys should go watch the movie for yourselves and tell me your rating in the comments below. Also, if you like this review, give a sub to the channel. That really supports me, encourages me to make more videos for you all. Until then, we are the Thunderbolts! Not my best impression. Actually, I do not know. I'm not good at impressions, but hopefully that was funny. If that was funny, give a sub. I'm gonna stare into your soul if you don't sub. And a sub to the channel would be fancy. I got stopped. Bye.